ABC News.
Good morning, America. Breaking news as we come on the air. Hurricane Harvey making landfall. The massive Category 4 storm tearing into Texas, bringing with it 130-mile-an-hour winds and torrential rainfall. The monster storm ripping apart buildings. Rescuers desperately searching for those who may still be trapped. Harvey now the most powerful storm to hit the continental U.S. in nearly a decade.
Overnight, the White House issuing a disaster declaration. Thousands evacuating from Harvey's violent path.
This is going to be a very major disaster.
Sparking power lines. Our team is on the ground in the storm zone as Texas faces their biggest storm in more than 50 years.
Good morning on an historic and scary Saturday morning. Paula is off this morning. Glad to have ABC's Amy Robach and Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z alongside as we track this monster storm, Hurricane Harvey, and its tortuously slow march along the Gulf Coast of Texas.
Now you're looking here at the satellite image of where Harvey is right now, a Category 1 hurricane about 30 miles southwest of Victoria, Texas. It came ashore overnight as a ferocious Category 4 storm with winds of 130 miles per hour near Rockport, Texas. That's about 30 miles northeast of Corpus Christi, where the high school was heavily damaged. You can see the images there. It is the strongest storm to hit the United States in 12 years, and already it is dealing a devastating blow to the area.
We cannot emphasize this point strongly enough. This is a hurricane with a 1-2 punch. The first is the traditional punch that a hurricane delivers, which is storm surge and high winds. But after that, we're talking about days and days and days of rain, because this hurricane will be stuck in place. 16 inches of rain have fallen so far near Victoria, Texas, with widespread catastrophic flooding expected. Some places could see 20 to 30 to 35 inches in the coming days. On top of all that, there are tornado warnings and watches up right now.
It is a lot to cover, and so we have team coverage from Texas, including all along the Gulf Coast. And we begin with ABC's Rob Marciano, who is in Port Lavaca, Texas. He has been on the dirty side, the northeast side of that storm, and he has been dealing with heavy winds, stinging rain all morning long, and it hasn't let up at all, Rob.
No, it hasn't. And these trucks continue to come by. This is another surge of it. And again, the center of this storm, I mean, take a quick look on the radar where it is. It's just south and west. It's just south of Victoria, which is just west of here. So we're pretty far away from it. And we're now kind of on the back right side of it. This thing hammered Rockport last night and Fulton. Devastating this town, that town. When the sun comes up and we see what happened there, I fear for what went down. You know, this thing, it was really 3 days ago, it was barely anything in the Gulf of Mexico. This situation escalating quickly. Look at it now. It's a 100-mile-an-hour storm right now, and we're not, these winds that I'm experiencing aren't even 100 miles an hour. You can imagine what it was like when it came on shore at 120, 130 miles an hour. This storm now, Texas, they're taking the front of it, and it's not letting up anytime soon. Have a look at the recap of what happened last night.
Overnight, Harvey taking aim at Texas. A monster making landfall with Category 4 winds, extreme storm surge, and torrential rains. In Rockport, catastrophic damage across the city. The Goliath storm destroying this hotel, tearing off the roof. The walls collapsing with the force of the wind. Debris flying everywhere.
Harvey is no joke.
At this local high school, a building completely wiped out.
We are hearing that there are buildings down. We've got reports that we can't exactly confirm because we're unable to get people out on the street. It's a little too dangerous.
Extreme winds leveling this gas station. Signs along the interstate ripped off and tossed to the ground. Hurricane Harvey came barreling in, packing winds of 130 miles per hour, tearing apart these power lines. Watch as they ignite, lighting up the neighborhood. In our hotel, the staircase is flooded. The water still rising, making it impossible to walk around. but the water is surrounding us. The storm surge now has made us an island, and you can hear the wind cranking up even more. And in Galveston County, this blazing house fire causing 3 homes to go up in flames. In Fulton, ripping winds blasting through town, tearing off rooftops, leaving dozens of homes uninhabitable. Texas officials with a dire warning, telling people who decided to ride out the storm to write their names and social security numbers on their arms should they need to be identified.
That's a sobering thought, isn't it? This is a sobering experience. I can tell you that right now. I just took a couple of steps back to get a little bit farther away from the building, the hotel that we're staying at. That is sustaining damage, by the way. A new structure, that the sides of which are coming off, the roof tiles are coming off, and some of the walls are being peeled off as well. And this, the backside of a storm that now is 100 miles an hour. I can barely stand up in it. Walking has to be absolutely deliberate. You got to put some weight into it. And obviously it's better to get a little bit closer to some structures, and folks who live in the storm zone who decided to ride it out, obviously, peeking your head out the window like I'm doing right now, you certainly pay the price for that. There's debris everywhere, and it's going to be hard getting around when the sun comes up. That's going to be one of the many issues folks here in Texas are going to be dealing with this morning. Dan and Amy?
Yeah, Rob, incredible reporting. We want to point out that he is in a safe place. He is an experienced hurricane correspondent, and he has been really taking one for the team this morning.
Absolutely. He and his team, as you said, have covered many hurricanes before. They know how to stay safe in these situations, and they have taken every precaution. Rob Marciano, thank you very much. We'll be getting back to you as this broadcast continues this morning. We want to turn now, though, to the town of Rockport, Texas. You heard Rob mention Rockport because that is where the storm made landfall. The fire chief there is Steve Sims, and Steve joins us right now on the phone. Chief, it looks like your city really took a pretty hard hit, as we're seeing from this early video that came into us after the storm came ashore. I understand at least one building collapsed.
We have heard rumors. As far as myself, we can't really confirm anything right now. We're still under a pretty high wind. It's dark. We're unable to get out on the streets yet. We do know we lost one of our smaller fire stations that was unmanned. So we're waiting on daybreak.
Chief Sims, let me ask you this, because yes, the sun should rise there in about an hour, and I'm sure your teams will be out in full force. Have you been receiving phone calls? Tell us what your plan is when the sun does rise.
As soon as the weather permits us, the winds get anywhere reasonable. We have been working on lists, trying to prioritize the calls that we have waiting. What we feel like is, first priority, and we got 22 firefighters here on standby, so we'll be out on the ground.
It is amazing that we can even communicate with you. I just want to emphasize this point. We're talking to you from a town that took a direct hit from a Category 4 hurricane, the strongest storm to hit this country in 12 years. I understand that we're speaking to you on the only working phone line in Rockport. Every other phone line is down, which raises a lot of questions about the safety of those who remain behind. I know you told people they should leave. Did that warning get heeded?
Not as much as we would have liked. We'd have liked to seen everybody leave, but we know they didn't. Yeah, we are totally down on all communications. How this one telephone is still working, maybe the Lord is with us.
And Chief Sims, I know that you haven't been able to get out and survey the damage yet, but tell us what you heard, what you felt, what you experienced throughout the night, and what your fears are as you do head out later today.
Well, the eye of the hurricane, when it made landfall and got right here on us in Rockport, we were hoping the building stayed together. It rattled, it shook, but made it through it. So as soon as daylight gets here, we're going to start surveying, in close, and then as the wind dies down, we'll start expanding out.
Fire Chief Sims speaking to us on the only working phone line out of Rockport, Texas, which has, as we said, just taken a direct hit from a Category 4 hurricane, Hurricane Harvey. Chief Sims, we really appreciate your time on this busy Saturday morning, and we wish you nothing but the best of luck as you attack what is going to be a major job in the days ahead.
We appreciate it very much.
Thank you again. Let's turn now to ABC's Matt Gutman.
In fact, he was in Rockport ahead of the storm as people were evacuating that city, and he joins us now from Corpus Christi, which is still dealing with some wind and rain this morning. Matt.
Absolutely. I mean, you think about one telephone line, and frankly, it's not that surprising. That's why we went over to Rockport yesterday. It's about 30 miles north of where we are right now. Very low. It's probably only a couple of feet above sea level, and that's why we went there. We knew it was A, going to be right in the bullseye of the storm, and B, the storm surge would likely submerge that town, and it would be pummeled, unfortunately. Now, we drove through it, boarded up houses, nobody on the street, but we stopped some police officers there, and we heard something very disconcerting. They said that even though the town was under mandatory evacuation, only about 60% of the population left, meaning that there are a lot of people still in that town, and that's probably why you hear the chief talking about all those calls for help. Now, I want to give you an idea of why folks aren't going out, why first responders aren't going out to try to help these people right now, immediately in the night. I mean, this tree snapped off. It's in the middle of the street. Behind me, there are all sorts of pieces of metal. I don't know if you can see this, but I mean, just look at this thing. You don't want first responders driving over this. They could get themselves hurt or in trouble. Now, all across town here in Corpus Christi, we see debris. There is a significant amount of damage here. I'm going to put these down. 200,000 people just in this one area without power. Obviously, up the coast, it's going to be much, much worse. There's going to be a tremendous amount of damage. Now, we talk about numbers, but there's also a very human toll here. And yesterday, I got to speak with Danielle Weeks. She is about to give birth on Tuesday, which is why she couldn't evacuate her home. She had to come to a hotel here. You have to hear her story.
Does it make you nervous, seeing what's going on outside your window?
Yeah, very nervous.
And what about your home?
We actually live in an RV, so we unfortunately had to leave it on the island. So we're pretty worried that we won't have a home to go back to.
So sorry.
Now, the saddest part, of course, is that this family just moved back here to Texas a month ago from Colorado. They obviously asked themselves why they did that. Just absolutely distraught. Dan and Amy.
All right, Matt Gutman, thanks so much. So many stories of personal struggle throughout the storm, and there are unfortunately probably so many more to come. Let's turn to Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z.
You've been tracking the storm all night. What are you seeing right now?
Right now, this is still a Category 1 storm, a hurricane that is on land. There are 85-mile-per-hour max sustained winds. I just turned on my super res velocity, we call it, so you can see the wind speeds right around that eye. Still finding on my phone places that are seeing 75-mile-per-hour winds. Even Rockport, that was hit so hard, has been hit for hours now. We're coming up on 8, 9, 10 hours of this. It's like a washing machine when this thing comes through. There's also a tornado watch. You can see the far reaches of how this is reaching into Houston. That's under a flash flood warning. That tornado warning, the red box you see, that's a nasty cell just west of Beaumont. So these threats extend for much of the Texas coast and now are moving inland. And that's my concern as this goes only at 6 miles per hour. Flash flooding is going to become our next story. And it reaches with the flash flood watches from San Antonio through Austin. That circle you see that is up to 35 inches locally could easily be reached in a place like Victoria that's already seen 16 inches of rain, that has seen some of those river gauges already spike to almost 40 feet just with the rain we've had so far. Look at, you can see it right here. Look at that line. It just goes from flat base, base, base to all that water rushing in.
You say that flooding is going to be the next story, but we're not talking about flooding as a story later today. We're talking about flooding as a story through next week because this storm is kind of stuck in place. Why is it stuck in place, and how bad is it likely to get from the standpoint of flooding?
We've been watching Rob get just pounded for hours, right? 3 hours now we've watched him. He's been overnight this long. It's moving so slowly, and it will weaken to a tropical storm later today. Tropical storms still have significant rainfall. And watch the tropical storm path take a loop, go back toward the ocean. The ocean has all of that fuel, the heat, the moisture, and the surface that's not as much friction, and then it will take its way north. And now, finally, we've got it to a low-pressure system or a depression. So it's finally looking like it's going to die out by then. Still can have a lot of rain with it, by the way, by the midweek. Doesn't matter, though. We're talking about 48, 72 hours from now that we're still going to see flash flooding. I'm most concerned about the timing from right now through Sunday night, especially in these inland areas like Houston and Austin.
And those rivers will rise
yes.
after the rain.
After the rain.
All right, Ginger, thank you.
Ginger, thank you. Much more from you as we go through this very busy morning. Joining us now, though, from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, is retired Lieutenant General Russell Honore. He was responsible for coordinating military relief efforts after Hurricane Katrina hit the Gulf Coast back in 2005, 12 years ago this coming Tuesday. Russell, thank you for joining us this morning. I know you've been through this before during Katrina. From your standpoint, what's the largest challenge when it comes to relief efforts from this point onwards?
Well, it will be working through the weather. The continuous flooding will continue to take roads that would be available for surface high water rescue vehicles to get through, and the wind. Wind will take the helicopters out of the air, and they won't be able to do what they do best, which is to do broad area search, scan, and rescue. So this, for the next 12 hours, if this storm stay at until it transitions to a tropical storm from a hurricane, is going to continue to cause challenges and damages. It's going to continue to take infrastructure down as it continues to circle, to make that big circle in and around the Texas southern coastline. And widespread flooding, rural roads, much of this area is rural. As the rivers swell, it'll take bridges out. Some of those bridges could be damaged beyond repair, and the only way you can get across will be by boat or by air. And the fact that we may not be able to use our air search and rescue for not only hours, but maybe days. In comparison, after Katrina, within 4 hours after the eye passed and Katrina came through New Orleans and through the Mississippi coast, we had helicopters up doing search and rescue. This will not be the case. It may take days before we can get our helicopters up to do the broad search and rescue missions. But there are a couple tips we need to share with people if you would like at this time.
And Russell, it's so yes, we can hear you. You were giving us some tips for people who, because obviously the big concern here with this is the water and the rain and the need for water rescues, which usually is an immediate need. And as you're pointing out, the weather may not allow search and rescue to get in, and you were offering some tips for people.
Yeah, down power lines. Many rural and small communities will try to leave the grid up. The conventional wisdom is take the grid down. That's the safest thing that can happen in these rural and small communities, as well as shutting the gas off. Because as long as that gas stay on and you have electricity in parts of these small towns, communities, and counties, you're going to have it's going to increase the probability of fire. So the grids need to come down. The conventional wisdom in a lot of these communities in response is to let's see what stay up and leave that part of town with electricity and gas. But collectively, more people will get hurt, and you're going to lose more property by having gasoline and electricity going into buildings that are flooding. And this problem is going to get bigger. It may extend as far north as San Antonio and certainly cover most of Houston. But as those grids become covered with water and water surround buildings at the bottom, that electricity needs to be cut off, or people are going to get increase the probability of fires in the building and people getting hurt. Phone systems. Those people who are still watching and have access to this information, Stop using the dial on the phone.